Hello everyone, Neil from Book Bowl here, and in this video we're going to go over what to do when you get an email from Amazon KDP saying to add size to your book cover so that everything fits, or your book interior. So let's go ahead and jump inside of the studio here. And I'm going to create a new project like you may be used to, paperback cover and interior. I'm going to give it a name of test project, 6x9, black and white bleed, and it doesn't matter how many pages you create. However, this is one of the things you need to check when you get a letter or an email from Amazon KDP that says, hey, you need to add some sizing to your book's page width or height because something isn't working. So let's go ahead and create this project. Brand new project inside the studio here. The first thing to do once you get a letter or an email from Amazon KDP is to come back inside and look at your project. Now, if you click on the project tab in the top menu, you're going to see the sizing, the number of pages, if it is a bleed or no bleed interior, and the color of the paper for your interior. This needs to match up exactly with what you are seeing on Amazon KDP when you're selecting those options. Now, I'm going to bring over this right here. All right, so if you've ever gotten one of these emails and it's going to say, hey, we checked your files, we found some issues to fix in your book before we publish it on KDP, and you can see that this one says add 0.125 inches to your book's page width and this to the page height to ensure that the images in your manuscript extend beyond the edges of the page. Now, if you get one of these emails, it does not mean that your original file is in the wrong size. Let me just say that again, okay? It doesn't mean that the file you downloaded is the wrong size for KDP. Two things you need to keep in mind here. Number one, in this specific example, it's telling you to look at the specific page. In this case, this email was for a page 103 that they need to go and check. It doesn't mean you need to change the size in the interior, but I'm going to show you what often leads to this issue. Now, the first thing is, let's go ahead and select page 1 here, and I'm going to add some text on the page, just add a heading. These right here, these green lines are the actual cut lines that Amazon is going to cut out the book when they are producing it for Amazon KDP and shipping it to the customer. Now, if you have some text, or maybe you have some little bit of text like this, and it is really close to the edge, let's zoom in here. Notice how it's within the cut line, so this would not have any issue. However, notice that G right there is barely hanging over. This could be one of the things that is causing that error email to go out to you on Amazon. So number one is, if you're looking at a letter like this and it tells you a specific page, go inside of the studio, look that page up and see, hey, is anything actually hovering over the edges of the cut line? If they are, move them inside, save the project, and then re-download it, and you should be able to upload that to Amazon. Now that's step number one. Step number two is, let's go ahead and fit this to the page, and let's go ahead and add a random interior. Let's select the shopping tracker. Is if you submit one of these, let's wait for it to add it to the page here. Again, notice how these are within the cut lines. If you accidentally touch this and move it to where it looks like that, notice how this is going to be cut off by this cut line here. That is going to cause an error. So you'd want to come in here and make sure everything is sized within those cut lines, resave it, and re-download it. That is the second thing you need to check within all of your pages and on your cover. Now, something else we're also noticing is, I'm going to turn this off real quick so you guys can see it. If you put an image up, so let's go ahead and add a random image. We'll add a live call image, and we will extend this, make it nice and big, okay? We've also noticed sometimes you're going to get these if you have text like this in an image. Notice how the text is within an image, but it is still text and it's beyond the cut lines. That is going to cause an issue. So you want to make sure all the text is within those cut lines. Notice how the image is also extended past the border here. Very, very important. Okay, so it's extended past the border on the left. It's extended past the border or the cut lines on the right. But notice the top, it is not past the border. This can also cause one of those emails to go out. So you'd want to just make sure it's extended past all of the edges. Is it extended on the bottom? It is. There's no text, but notice there is a logo in this image and it's being cut off. So we just want to move that and make sure that it's good. Okay, so those are the 4 things you need to do when you get an email like this, is to go in and check to make sure, are all your pages within the cut lines on Amazon KDP. Do you have any text going over those cut lines? If so, make sure to move them within the cut lines, resave your project. Also, make sure to take a look at any of the images you're using, okay, that may contain text inside of them. So when you get an email like that from Amazon, it doesn't mean that you have the wrong size interior. If you're using the BookBolt Studio, the interior size is going to be perfect every single time. It's going to come down to one of these things. So make sure to check those. Once you have fixed them, resave your project, download them again, and simply go inside of Amazon KDP, upload those new PDFs, and you should go through without an issue. So that's going to be all for today's video. If you guys have any questions, drop them in the comments below, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Thanks.